So, hello everyone. This is Denise Butchko from Butchko and Company, and I'm here with Jackie Hall from KCD Software. And I am, for those of you who do or do not yet know me, I hail from Chicago. I design closets and I teach closet design. I work with a lot of companies in terms of helping them either launch the product line of closets, and I work with them in their marketing and social media. That is my background before actually learning how to design closets. I have a closet design guide. I teach classes online. And I just am a lucky person to be able to do a variety of things that bring me so much joy and so much satisfaction to help move people forward in this very cool industry and to kind of open their eyes to things. So that's my background, and I'm here, honored to be here with Jackie Hall from KCD Software. And Jackie, tell everybody about your background.
Yes, I'm Jackie Hall. I work for KCD Software. I've worked for KCD Software for about 11 years now, and with the software you're able to build and design closets, and I help people to do that, how to use the software. I teach them how to use the software and how to make it easier for people to connect with their customers using the technology.
Cool. So we will dive right into our topic today, which is how to use technology to drive sales and improve designs. So are you still one of the people who's doing hand drawings? I can tell you from being one of the judges for the Advanced Publishing Top Shelf Design Awards that nearly 50% of people submitting designs for awards are still hand drawing. And while there's a beauty to that, there is also a beauty to using technology to help move those things along. So I also would toss out the question to you guys, people have a fear of technology? And I understand that. There are people who think that I'm like this techno whiz, and I can attest truly to the fact that I am not. I don't write code. I don't do the back end of things. I don't like editing things. I, go to do a fancy island in KCD, and then how do I do this? And I have to call them or, get something clarified. So I am not the tech guru, and I say that because I want you all to feel safe knowing that you can dive into all kinds of technology today and not blow up anything, not damage anything, not shut down your system. That's how you learn. And so more and more technology has evolved to make it easier, user-friendly, so that you can play around and go back and correct your mistakes, and that's how you learn. So I want to encourage you to open up your mind to that, because it will help you so much. And see, people think I'm a techie, then they think I'm smart. And it's really by utilizing technology, particularly in this arena of design and with your clients, it does make you look smarter because you're so on the cutting edge. And you are able to manipulate things and show things in ways that even, Crayola 64 cannot come up with that much vividness into an image that is flat on a piece of paper. In fact, really, it is smarter by using technology because it does save you time. And not only does it save you money, I can attest 100% that you will make more money by using technology. Girl Scouts honor, and I am not just a Girl Scout, I was even a Girl Scout leader, and my dad was a Boy Scout leader, so really, I'm telling the truth. So let's roll right into we're going to give you some visuals and ideas about tech, and we're going to come back and forth in terms of using it for sales and marketing and design, as well as merging the technology, and Jackie's going to highlight the tech part. So Jackie, let's roll.
Yes. So with the technology, a lot of times people think that it's really difficult and they're not going to be able to do it, but they will. You just need to start using the software. I'm going to show you how to do a simple design with using the KCD software. So what you do is you just with KCD, you just click on Add Wall, and you click drag a wall in. And in here, you just type in how long you want the wall to be and click on OK. And then you click on Add Wall again and click and drag that into place and click on OK. And I'm just going to draw a basic reach-in closet here, just to give you guys an idea of exactly how easy it is to use technology in your business. So I'm going to I'm going to look through some of these units, and I see this unit. I want to draw that one up. So I'm drawing that.
See, Jackie's a tech person, but you can tell she's been schooled, like, 25 and a half for a 24-inch inside dimension. Like, it's good. You're doing good.
Yes, that's one of the things that you learn with working here, and essentially helping all the people that build and design closets day in and day out. It's a learning relationship on both sides.
Awesome. We love that.
Yeah.
And I love that so she's doing some very simple things here, because the idea is for you guys to get that this is easy to use. There are modules that closet people use all the time. Obviously, you can change the depth and the height and the width, but do you do a closet without double hang, without shelves, without long hang? A lot of those things come into play, and you can customize. Like, she's using a taller toe kick right now, but you can make it the 2.5-inch toe kick if that's what you want to do. For any, either just one project or for all the time. That you want to set shop standards and make sure that that's exactly what you want it to be. And then here you can see how this easily goes into a 3-dimensional picture, which I think is fabulous. Ooh, green.
Yes, we could choose green. You can make the closet lime green.
Ah, yes, that is so on trend.
That's the other thing that's really nice, is that you can easily show some things to your customers that they would want. You can easily change it and you can get more ideas, and it helps you, I think, to be more creative when you're able to have all of these options easily accessible to you.
Agree.
So this is just a basic reach-in closet, and you see it took me less than 4 minutes to draw this up, and so this is something that you could do that would help you in running your business, to be able to easily draw up a 3D rendering for your customer in such a short time, as opposed to, sometimes with the hand drawings, they just take a long time to do. And with this, I would be able to email an image over to the customer right away.
Yep. Excellent. I really am liking that lime green. Will that cost me more? I'm thinking that it will.
It probably would, but it's something that you can do with the software and show it, and help to upsell your closets as well.
Love that. So how does technology tie into customer satisfaction? And here I want to point out that in the upper left-hand corner of your screen is a 3D rendering, and in the bottom right-hand of your screen is the actual photograph of the finished project. Project designed and built by, again, Janet Stevenson, who we love, from Closet City in Philadelphia. And just look at the difference here. When you have a client who, whether they're good at visualizing or not, to be able to really show something this accurate and this realistic is, I know, a great sales tool. It makes a huge difference in being able to communicate with the client, and they feel a lot of satisfaction in being able to get a sense of what's going on and how it plays out. So we wanted to show you some more examples because this 3D has a lot of, it's very impressive. If you're looking again at the left, that's the 3D rendering. On the right, it's an actual photo. You can see that Janet put in an ironing board and the hamper underneath, and that looks great as the after. But to help this client get a sense of what was going on in the beginning, you can do this, and it's not, you don't have to figure it out or programming it. You just press the 3D button, and it turns it into that, and you can spin it around. And here's another angle. And you can actually even put in clothing to give people a better sense. I bet most of you out there have had that sense where you put in the bridge shelf and people ask you if you're wasting space. Yes, because closet designers waste space all the time. We actually, I think, do the hardest, most difficult aspect of space planning because we take it down to inches, to millimeters. So give yourself a pat on the back, and this kind of visual can help you explain in terms that the client can understand. They can see it, you can talk them through it, and it works terrifically. In fact, what I do, I have found this to be one of my most successful tools, is that you do an online consultation. I am a big advocate for if you're doing something that's very complex, it shouldn't be that you should spend hours and hours and then give away that work. So there's a difference between going in and doing a straightforward closet or a house of closets and doing something that you know is going to require a lot of research and a lot of design time. I love setting up a go-to meeting, or you can use a software called Any Meeting. There is a free version, and the go-to meeting I think also has a free version now. I didn't check that out because I have the paid version because I need to for what I'm doing. I teach a lot of things, but this is such a it's a great opportunity for you to help build your credibility, brand your expertise, and share with people what it is that you're doing with their space and their design. So you get around the idea of having to drive back to their house. You can schedule a time when both or how many ever responsible parties are making those decisions. Let's just say traditionally it's the husband and the wife. You get them on the phone, you get them on their computer actually, and you can show them the designs, and I close every sale that I do this way. Now that they are, custom projects, but what I'm doing is building rapport, and I'm elevating my level of expertise. So I'm using two kinds of technology. The software that helps me design, and then I'm sharing that online. If you take away, you need to start doing this to help your sales. And even if you are doing simple, straightforward closet projects, it's way better than just sending them the flat pieces of, email and not being able to really understand in the same way that they understand when you show them a three-dimensional picture. And that you've heard what they've said, that they have, 3 ball gowns, that they have 87 pairs of shoes, here's the shelves for that, we'll put your hat boxes on the top, here's your laundry hamper, etc. This is awesome. So Any Meeting is free. Go-to meeting, check it out, very reliable. I don't know what their free version involves, but it's worth it to check it out, do a practice, give it a try. I promise you it'll change the way you do business. So KCD has a version of the software called Touch. And what is so cool is that this really is made for tablets. This is a scenario where you're going into a home, you take the tablet with you, you can draw right then and there and actually present while you're in the space. So instead of me just telling you that, we're going to click play here, and then we'll kind of give you some highlights, but it's just a quick video that is demoing how this cool version of the software works.
Yeah, with this is just showing you how to use it, because with the webinar we weren't sure how to convey this, so we decided to do a short video and just tell you about how easy it is to use and some of the different things that you might not have thought of that are great features of having a version on the tablet. And the tablets are much smaller than your standard laptop, so you can bring them anywhere with you. You can just turn them off, in a standby mode, and then they boot right back up again. With the touch version, you don't need a keyboard attached to the tablet. You can see that we have made the number keypads large enough for your finger. In the video, I'm just using my finger to move through the room and draw up what's on the screen. And since it doesn't require a keyboard, what's nice is that you can carry this easily in one hand and draw with the other hand. So if you're in a new building, you can just be standing there and type in measurements. You can take out your measuring tape and measure a wall and then just draw it up on the screen right there while you're at the client's home. And also with using the tablet, using the latest technology sometimes will wow your customers, because they'll be like, oh wow, they know what they're doing. They're using the new
Yes.
technology, which is great.
You can also take pictures with KCD, and I'm going to tell a little quick story while this is playing through that I'm going to bet there's at least half a dozen people in this audience who can totally relate to this. I have a colleague who's working on a new website and was lamenting that she was going through about 8 years of photos that she had not organized. And here's the amazing thing about this version of the software. So you take these pictures, it's a steam mechanical or an obstacle, you're getting your before shots because Denise has nagged you about your social media. Well, they go right into your job folder. So then you never go back and wonder, like, oh, what building was I in? Whose house was this? What picture? It almost helps. Not almost, it helps you be more organized, which is really awesome. And you can see like she's going back and forth and from the 3D and changing some things around.
Yeah, and it only takes a very short amount of time to get used to using your finger instead of a cursor on that, if anybody is nervous about that. Because when I first started using it, I was like, uh-oh, how am I going to get used to this? And it took just such a short amount of time. And now sometimes I try and move things around with my finger on my regular desktop computer, and obviously that doesn't work. Because it's once you get used to it, it's so much easier than using the mouse oftentimes.
I mean, you probably thought that your smartphone was a little like smart alecky when you first got one, and now, how do you go through life without, moving your fingers on the screen of your phone?
Yeah, and it's so much easier, and it helps you to stay productive. And also, if let's say you have an idea when you're waiting for your kids to get out of softball practice, you can easily pull that out and draw it up and sketch it out and see if it's right, if it's actually as good as you think it is. And because you've got it right there with you and you're bringing it along everywhere with you.
For sure. Yep. So it ups your coolness factor, which we all love that. So, yes, you are in the 21st century. It's awesome.
Yes. And so, but also with the technology, as we saying, is the options are easy to show now. With using the software, you can easily show different color options at the blink of an eye. It's so easy to do in the software that it's kind of, why wouldn't you show your customer a couple of different options for different colors so that they can get an idea of what that looks like in their space and if they might like it better. And also, when you show people options, sometimes they go, oh, wow, well, they're spending all this time on me. And in reality, you're just spending a few extra minutes to make an extra room and change the color on it. So that's another great thing about using the technology to really help drive your sales. And this is another idea of showing different color options, but as well you can also show different options, like for the island. And there's an island in here, and then in here you take it away so that your customer gets an idea of, all right, well, with the island it's going to be a little bit more, but this is what it's going to look like. And, oh, okay, well, yeah, then I'll be able to put my shoes and stuff like that, and my ties and in this drawer, and the island will make it a lot better for me. And so that's a great use of the technology to help to connect with your clients, as well as give them an idea of different cost levels as well.
And Jackie, were you going to do that angled ceiling here?
Oh, yes, yes. I'm also, I wanted to show you, because I know some of you have our software already, and you'd like to know about how to do an angled ceiling in
Or I think
KCD.
on the East Coast you guys call them clipped ceilings, I hear people saying.
Yeah, clipped ceilings, cathedral ceilings. I've heard a few different, it called by a few different things.
So here you're changing the wall height.
Yeah, I'm
right?
changing the wall height on this one. So this one's 90, this one's 78, and then I'll draw in one more over here, and I'll make this one 78 as well. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight this back wall, and then I'm going to go to the accessories library, and I'm going to go to architectural, and I'm going to draw in a ceiling along this wall. I'm going to make it 60 inches wide. And just for this demonstration purpose, I'm going to make the left height 78 and the right height 90. And I'm going to set the location to 0 so that it's over here. And then I'm going to draw in another ceiling. And I'm going to make it 60 inches wide so that it takes up the rest of the space. The left height will be 90 and the right height will be 78. And it's going to be right of unit number 1, which is the first ceiling we drew. And then I'm going to go into 3D so you can really get an idea of this is how you would do it. So this is what would happen is you would get this view under here. You would actually get underneath the ceiling a little bit more so that you're just showing the angled ceiling part. So that's how you would do an angled ceiling. You just show, you just go to the ceiling in KCD and then do the left height at one height, at your shorter height, and then the right height is over here.
So you'd measure the, let's say that left wall, and we're saying it's 78, and then we've got the ceiling height as 90, and those are the numbers that we use to plug in to get, and it just calculates the angles and makes it look cool.
Yeah, yeah. And then you get an idea of where you can put your units along this wall.
Excellent.
So when you're drawing in units, you know you can't go to the full 90, and you can see, all right, well this one isn't going to hit it at, you can put it all the way up, and then you could draw in other units that are at shorter heights from the top of the ceiling if that's what you wanted, if you wanted that
Cool.
kind of a look.
So see, there's all kinds of great things that you can do with this software that, again, all those things that we just talked about, you know, saving you time, making you look smarter. You've built up your credibility. It really differentiates you in the marketplace. And that's a really important factor for me in my business is, you know, when I'm coming out to talk to people, I want them to realize how special they are because they get to work with me. And I try to back that up, and I use software as one of the tools for doing that. Is there more that you want to show us with this part?
And no, I think we can move on to
Okay.
saving time.
Saving time. So, yes, saving time. And here, actually on this slide, isn't a project that I did that you can see in the upper left. That's the 3D pic, and then there are two actual photos of the closet itself. And this woman was one of my favorite clients ever. Not that you need to know that, but she was so delightful. Come on. There we go. So you can also, with the simple pressing of different buttons, like here is her husband's closet, and she was trying to decide, you know, did she want to do it in, you know, pine, did she want to do it in oak, did she want to do it in white, and so you can easily change the, you know, countertop surface, the structure of the closet, and make that look, you know, give her an idea. And when you see those in a larger format than just, you know, say you have one on a screen at a time, or you're actually showing the client, you get the textures in the wood, and texture is a very hot trend right now. So being able to bring that into your presentation is a wonderful way, and it does it very quickly. So it is a time-saving, great device that way.
This is a job that Denise had drawn up for me. It's just a simple closet job with two different options. There's option B with the shelving unit, and then option A with the shelving in the drawers. And with this, with the software and using technology, it makes it so that you can easily draw these things up and change the colors and textures. And I'm just going to show you really quickly what you can do. Let's say you wanted what Denise did initially to make this happen. So you draw up your initial design, and then you go to File, you go to Edit, and then Copy Room, and then you go to Edit, and then Paste Room, and then I'm just going to type in a name here. Version C. So now you've got this whole new room with all the walls and everything, and all the units. And then what you can do is you can just click on it and then drag it to the trash can. And then you can go to the wall units, and let's say you wanted it to be a 2-opening 1-drawer. And you can click and drag it into this space and make it to the right of Unit 9, and then click on OK. And so now you've got a 2-opening with doors up here and 1 long drawer for a hamper, let's say. And then you can also easily change the color of this room. So you can go, all right, well, I also want to show the customer that this room is going to be a different color. So I'm just going to change it to color group 2. And there, it's changed to color group 2. And so it's once you get started using technology and realize that you're not going to break anything when using it, then it just makes it so that the experience is fun. You get to be more productive, so you can spend time taking on more clients, or it's just building your knowledge base on using different tools to help to interact with your customers. And it also helps you with saving time, so you can do more things for your clients.
For sure. And that mini section at the top, those are for my mini skirts. I'm very short. So it was exactly what I wanted.
And,
don't tell my mom. Or I should say more of the, I went to a Catholic grade school, and the nuns would never allow us to have anything that wasn't right at the middle of the kneecap. Oh, my gosh. Where's that memory coming from? I find it key for preventing misunderstandings and really communicating. I was talking with a client just this morning and explaining the process to her. We've been making some changes, and she still was like, okay, so is that going to be the final? Like, can I ever make changes? Well, you know, once we, yeah, like you give me the check, and so you need to look at the drawing and look at the legs we specified and look at the corbels and look at the handles and you know, have all that, and all of those things go into my drawing. So I'm making notes and I'm labeling things, not only so that the shop understands them, but so that the client does. Because it's one of my nightmares is to stand in the space with the client and look at something and they're like, oh my gosh, that isn't what I had in mind. Now, I'm not saying that I won't go back and change things for people, but it's very important to me as a small business, not that it wouldn't be if I was a big business, but I need to get it right. You know, you mismeasure and the cabinet is wrong, and suddenly I'm writing a check for $500 that, you know, well, there went my spring break vacation. You know, so it's really important for me to be able to do that and to force myself to do the due diligence of that. And the technology helps me. So I'm, you know, I may not write everything methodically on paper as I'm taking some notes when I'm meeting with the client, but I definitely then put it into that format when I'm creating the design so that I'm sure and I'm clear. And this actual project was one that the note feature of the software makes a big difference. If you look at, this is a reach-in closet, and this reach closet had 9 obstacles, and the client wanted it in wood and wanted the whole thing to be backed. So you're building a box in a box with 9 other box things that we have to route or plan or allow for, because, you know, every builder is going to go, just put that in the closet, because who needs their closets for anything else, right? Right. So this is actually the before and after, and you can see all those, the power cords. I mean, the stereo system, the steam mechanical, the security system, the safe, all in as part of this deal. So, you know, the heck with design. I was doing engineering here, and I did not go to Purdue. But what happens is that you really create a much clearer communication. So this is not that exact closet, but it's the same project in the master closet, and you can see, I don't need you to read all the details, but all of this is explaining so that I'm clear on what I'm delivering. The client is clear on what they're getting. If they've signed off on it, you know, I can't force them to read it, although sometimes I will. You know, if it's something that I've advised against, I'll put a line and have them initial that. And you can think that that's neurotic, but it protects me so much, and it helps me just look like I'm credible. Like, you can trust me, I'm going to deliver what I've promised, and here's my documentation to do that. And it's not just hand noted on there and somehow that didn't get copied, or I didn't see that, or you added it after the fact. No, 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 you're approving these drawings with these notes. It helps the shop understand. It helps the installation team understand. So, you know, yay for design and yay for words and notes, because it's a great opportunity to make that communication clear. And the technology drives that.
Yeah, and I can show you quickly in KCD about how the notes are so easy. It's so easy to put a note in that it would be kind of silly to not put one in there. And this is part of how the technology can help you, because it clears up some time in your schedule. Because let's say you're out, you're showing this design to your customer. They're saying, oh yeah, that looks great, but I have this weird opening that I'm going to have to put up right here. So then you just type in a note, opening 36 inches over 24 inches up from floor don't cover, just in case. So then you have the notes, and you just click on OK, and so then your guy who's installing this, he knows what's gonna be there if it's not there yet, and then everything is clear right from the beginning. So then, like Denise said, you're covered, so you don't have to worry about it. And then the other nice thing that's about this is that you put this note in, and then you go and you see 4 other jobs that day, and you don't get back to this drawing until the next week. And you've totally forgotten about it, but then you see the note there, and you're like, oh, wow, it's so great that I put that in there, because now I know. Whereas before, you may have just, written something out on a piece of paper and lost the piece of paper. So it does help to keep you organized, and whenever you're more organized, it does help to make your communication between everyone much better and the flow go much better. The other thing that's nice about using technology is that with the software, it automatically calculates things. So see, I just dragged this unit over this unit over here, unit number 12, and then it showed up as an overlap. So let's say you're drawing this by hand. Well, if you're drawing it by hand, you're probably not going to have this issue anyway, but if you do the math wrong, then it shows you in the software. You can only have 98 inches of units on this screen, but if you're drawing by hand, you may just calculate things wrong, because everybody does that. They just miscalculate by accident and then go back to it later, and it's $100 miscalculation error. So that's what's nice about having the technology and utilizing it, is that it helps to save you time and money and headaches, and also it helps to make your customer happier, because then there's no delays in the installation that are on you, because you've made everything very clear to the installers.
Yes. And on a positive spin of the notes, one of the most important things on our end as designers and builders is that the client, and this is true in all your relationships, people want to be heard. So if someone has said to you that they have this exotic hat collection, or they have 12 pair of shoes that are 4.5 inches high heels, that you've jotted that down and you've planned for it in the design. Take another minute and note it on the drawings, because now they're like, oh, I was heard. That person listened to me. They're accommodating my needs. They're not just cranking something out. I feel special. This is custom. Like, it gives you all these positive variables by just doing a little more due diligence and leveraging the technology that's supporting you. So I like to encourage both the do's and the don'ts of the aspects of utilizing this technology to your advantage to help you. On the left is my version of a hand drawing, and on the right is the 3D version, and this will actually be installed in a couple weeks. Dramatic difference. I don't draw. I haven't tried to learn to draw, so I suppose if I took a class, I could get better at it, at freehand drawing, but I have so many other things to learn and sell and do that it just is so much easier to do it using the software. And in terms of, we have talked with you guys today a lot about time. I can come home, and let's say that it's a house of 10 simple closets, 9 reach-in closets, a simple master walk-in closet, nothing fancy here. I just had a project doing that exact scenario, and I spent less than an hour and got the whole, all 10 closets designed using the software, just bing, 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 bing. Now that's incredibly time-saving to me, which then makes me more money. So that is taking my design expertise from my experience and leveraging it with the technology. and making it a win for everybody. So, and actually that's prompting me to, I've been talking a lot about design, and I did mention in the beginning that I teach closet design. I have a closet design guide, and I'm thinking that I may do the course live. I have it online, but it seems that people have expressed an interest in actually getting live coaching and learning from that. So I'm just curious if there's anybody out there in this audience. I don't know whether I'm going to do that or not, but if that's something of interest and you have questions or would like to talk to me about that, send me directly an email to Denise at Denise Butchko, or send me a message on Facebook or LinkedIn, because I'm trying to research that and decide if that's something that I want to put together for over the summer, or if I want to go to the beach instead. So I would appreciate it. It helps me a lot to be able to get your feedback on those kind of things. So I appreciate that if that's something you're interested in. And we want you to feel encouraged about today, that you let go of the fear, or little step by little step move through it. It's incredibly empowering. I've taken on some other platforms in terms of social media and marketing, some things for sales pages and such, that I just get all like, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to do this, and I'm going to need help. And then when I figure it out, I am like doing my own digital dance because I'm so proud of myself that I actually worked through it and made it happen. And oh my God, so it is very empowering. Almost as empowering as a new pair of shoes, but really, to have some fun with this, create, play, enjoy, and along the lines of create and play and enjoy, we are going to do another session on July 15th. Christian Smedberg from Osborne Wood Products and I are going to teach how to use closet embellishments. So if that's something that you're interested in, it's a great way to add an upsell. And the Osborne library of embellishments is in KCD Software. So you're going to be able to see how we'll share some pitfalls, we'll share some tips, and you'll be able to see how then again you can take the technology of this great software and pull in actual products. Oh, I want these corbels, or I want these feet, and here are some tips on what you can do. So we're really excited about pulling that together, and we would love to have you join us on that and learn more about technology from our experience, from the people at KCD. You have them on the phone free as part of your using the software during business hours. You can call them with all kinds of questions. I tend to disguise my voice because I don't want them to go like, oh my God, this woman is calling all the time after all these years, but it really is a huge help. Jackie kind of has it figured out about who I am, so sometimes I just fess up. But really, you can order the software right from their website. It will ship to you. And I think that I want to look at the questions, so
yes.
we can, because we've got about 10 minutes here, and we'll see how these fare. And so, if you have questions, now would be a good time to enter those, because we'll be looking at them. So, how do you get that angled wall or domer in KCD? Bill, did we answer that? That question, and we are recording this session, so if you, and there may even be, is there a specific tutorial on the KCD site about the angled ceiling, Jackie, or?
Yes, yes,
okay.
There is.
So, so if that didn't become clear enough, Bill, from doing it, you could watch the recording again and hear our fabulous voices, or you can check out, there are KCD video tutorials that you can look at, and just search for that topic. Stefan has a question. Would there be a way to incorporate an autofill of clothing for hanging? Oh, that's a good question. How would you answer that one, Jackie?
We don't have an autofill for the clothing as of yet, and right now the clothing that we have, we recommend just putting in clothing, a piece of clothes here and there, and so forth, just because all the different spaces that clothing could be, it would be a little bit that would be a lot of clothes in the room. So we don't have one right now, I can suggest it. I'm not sure if we would be able to do it, but I can definitely suggest that we do something like
Cool.
that.
Yeah, I think using the clothing for just that example of where it takes up the space, particularly in an example with that bridge shelf issue, that it gives a good visual and it lets people see that without having too much in there. James would like to know what tablet or program works best for KCD Touch, and is it a different version of the design software?
Yes, we use the Surface Pro, but basically you need to have a tablet that's running Windows 8, and it has to be the full Windows 8, and it should have a USB port as well as a rear-facing camera. And it has to be a full USB port. It can't be a mini USB port. And
explain, Jackie, because I think that this comes up a lot, about the iPad versus the PC version and all that would be involved in that you really have to rewrite the whole program. So can you address that as well?
Well, with the, yes, because people do ask about it being on the iPad, and we don't have an iPad version, and we don't have a Mac version. And the reason for that is because there are two different programming languages, the one that works on the Mac and then the one that works on Windows. And so we would have to hire programmers that write programs for the Mac. And then we would also have to hire, because I'm good with the PCs, I know how to use those, but we would also have to hire people who know how to use the Macs. So in effect, it would end up making our software cost twice as much. So that and there's not that many people who use our software who are using Macs. So the question does come up on occasion, but there's really not that many people who use the Macs. So in effect, it would double the cost of our software while only making a small fraction of our customers happier. And in the end, it wouldn't end up making anyone happier, because then they would be paying more for the program. So,
gotcha. Now, David wants to know, can you do pricing in Touch? And when you changed colors, so two questions. And when you changed colors, can you show the difference in price from one to the other?
Yes. Yes. What you would do is you would, in effect, have two different pricing lists. And you'd have one set up for melamine, and then you'd have another one set up for colored melamine, or whatever it is. And then you can easily go to, I can show you real briefly, just as a for instance, you can go to Closet Component, and you can go to Units to Include, and you can just select one of the rooms, and then you can click on Calculate. So in here, and it would be the same thing. I don't have multiple price lists, so you would have one price here, and then you could go back in and select a different pricing list and a different room. So it's just a matter of having different pricing lists, one for melamine, one for oak, and then selecting the different rooms.
Excellent.
Okay, and those are just examples. I mean.
Yep. Yeah, you set in your own pricing things. Each company can create their own pricing. And Barbara asks, any training or all self-taught? You really just start playing with the software, go with a project and start to try to design the closets, and then see, if you're having some questions. If it's late at night, you can check out some of the video tutorials. If it's during the day, you can call and ask questions, and that will explain things to you. So it is the investment. You spend the time, but that's how it happens. There's not. They don't take you through a structured tutorial program, is I guess the best way that I would describe that. Does that sound accurate to you, Jackie?
Yeah, we don't have any training like that, but we have another service. It's called GoToMeeting. We could get connected to your computer if that's something that we both felt you needed. So we could do that to show you something. And we find that that works a lot better, because if you have a question and you call up and you ask that one question, you're more likely to remember it than, let's say, if you have a training and you're trying to remember everything from this 3-hour training session, and after the first 20 minutes you're just kind of overloaded with information. So we find the tech support to be the best way to learn the software, because you start using it and you come up with your own questions, and maybe sometimes as you're using it you answer those questions, and then you give us a call and answer the question and get an answer from us that you couldn't figure out just by using the software. And then when it's just a question here, a question there, you're able to recall the information because you asked it when you needed it, and then you just remember it because you're doing it.
Here's what I would say to Barbara. You can do this, Barbara! Manuel has a question. How can I create a frameless horizontal cabinet, doors open up, and double doors? So you mean, I'm thinking maybe he means that if he wants to show, like it would be a top, hinge that yeah, like if that opened up, here I'm pointing at the screen like it's KCD Touch. And it's not.
Yeah. Yeah, so you can put the handle anywhere, and you can put the hinge anywhere. You can put it over here, over here. I'm just holding down the control key and right-clicking where I want the hinge to be. So if you hold down the control key and right-click at the top of your door, you can set the hinge to be there. Let's say this is a hamper, so it pulls out. And then I'm going to hold down the shift key and put a doorknob there. And you can also figure out how to change these things by going to doors and then change one handle. And it gives you information on how to do that. So if you don't remember it, later on you can come back here and you can say, oh, how do I do that again? And you can just go to doors and change one handle, and it will give you the information.
Cool. Mario wants to know, does KCD Software have the option icons for cabinets that you use frequently instead of accessing from right, similar to Touch Software for the pad? So I thought I understood the first part of the question, which is, can you create like a frequently used library, is how I'm interpreting that. Is that how you would interpret that, Jackie?
Yeah. Yeah, you would still access it from the right over here, but what you would do is you would just go and you can right-click on your library and left-click on Edit Library and then Rearrange Items. And then it gives you instructions on how to rearrange an item. So let's say I wanted to move this one drawer up here under the wall hangers. And so you can easily move things around. You can move a whole section up just by clicking and dragging it. So let's say you do tall hangers more often rather than wall hangers, and you do tall units. You can just click and drag it all the way up. And so, yeah, I hope that answers your question. You can easily move things around, single units, whole sections, whatever you want to do, and then you've got it right here. Oh, I lost me. So that's how you would do it.
Excellent. Alexa says she's a new designer. Is there a recommendation book or resource that you know of for spacing, designing dimensions? Gosh, Alexis, that would, I can't recommend anything shy of my own closet design guide. But send me an email at Denise Butchko, and I'll see if I can help you out or answer questions about specific spacing. I would also probably remiss, I will also give a pitch to the Association of Closet and Storage Professionals, which is the association of that for the industry. They just came out with a new guide for spacing and things like that, so you could check that out as well. And you can go to their website, and I think you can purchase that, and I'm sure that would be very helpful for your needs. Rich has a question. Any hints about version 10, what to look forward to? What new features?
Some of the things in version 10 that you can look forward to is we've added in the ability to cut out your wall. So in effect, you could have, you can do one long wall. Let's say I'm just going to start a new room here. You could add a wall, and let's say this half of the wall was only 48 inches tall. Well, with the new version 10, you'll be able to draw that in there. You'll be able to draw in the cutout in the wall. So it'll be all one long wall, but this part will be solid, and then it will be an empty space here when you go into the 3D. And the same thing works for the angles. You could just clip off. I'm just going to do a line note here. You could just actually clip off the wall right here.
Cool.
That's one of the new things. Another new thing is that with the doors, we're adding in an ability to change the style and rail widths on the doors themselves on the drawing. So that's where you'll have control over those things. So if you want to do a square raised panel, but you want the styles to be wider, you'll be able to change those, and it will come out on the drawing like that. And we've also upgraded the 3D. We always do that. We're always adding new things to the 3D. So those are a few of the things that we've added, and then I'm kind of drawing a blank on. I mean, obviously we've added new units and new door styles because we always do that, but I'm kind of drawing a blank on the rest of the stuff.
Well, there's still more questions. So if you have a new flash, of course, while I'm asking you even more questions for your brain to work on. Karen said her current KCD doesn't have the extensive accessories option that you showed. Can you upgrade your existing KCD program to include that feature?
Yes, you most certainly can.
Okay. David wants to know, do you have to put the dongle in the tablet?
Yes, there is a separate key that goes into the tablet that's much smaller than your regular standard key. The Touch is a different version altogether that you would have to call up and order, and the key that goes into it only sticks out maybe a ½ an inch from the actual tablet itself.
Can you generate a parts list, or even better, nest from KCD Touch?
Not yet, no.
Not yet, okay. So if I buy a standard version, would I have to buy another version if I wanted to use it on a tablet or upgrade, or what? James wants to know.
The Touch, the way the Touch works is it's on a subscription. So if you already own the software, then you're going to pay $19.95 a month for a subscription fee to get the Touch. If you don't have our regular design software or the regular software program, then to get the KCD Touch, it would be $99 a month, and that's also on a subscription as well. Cool. So you would pay $99. Your credit card would automatically get charged $99 a month, and you would just connect to the internet once a month to get recharged.
Got it. Okay. Awesome. Carl, hey Carl. Carl wants to know, how do you change dimension 2 to show interior dimension instead of 25.5? Want 24 inches.
Oh, you should call and talk to Ken Fry, because he has something that he added in that changes that dimension level. I believe I know what you're talking about. You just want to show the interior dimension instead of the exterior dimension on the dimension level 2. And Ken Fry has added something into the closet library that makes that change for you. But just call in and ask for him, and he'll know what you mean, and he'll set something up and send it to you.
Cool. Rich has another question. Will we be able to place the rod distance from the wall in version 10?
Yes, you will.
Good. Excellent. Oh, Rich is getting excited. I can just tell. And this looks like our last question, so if you have any other questions, send them in now. So David wants to know, so can I send it from the Touch to my PC to send it out to the router and cut parts?
Yes, you can. What we have with the tablets, the Windows tablets are really nice. They connect to OneDrive, and it's kind of like the cloud for the Macs and the iPads and stuff. And what you do is you save the job file to this OneDrive folder, and it has documents and a pictures folder. So anyway, you save it to the OneDrive folder, and then you get connected to your computer, and you either log into the OneDrive website, or if you're running Windows 8 and you've connected this tablet to your desktop computer, then you just go to the OneDrive folder on your desktop, and you'll see the job right there. So you'll be able to load it up and run the parts and do everything else that you wanted to do with that file that you couldn't do on the tablet. With the tablet, you'll also be able to do the pricing. You'll be able to create an estimate for the cost of your job for your clients.
Cool. Karen, what is the charge to upgrade for the enhanced accessory option? Is that might that be specific to her, or is that something? Yeah,
it's specific to her because I don't know unfortunately I don't know what version she's at or anything like that, and I don't, well, not that I don't know what version she's at, it doesn't matter, but I don't know if she's got a rental version or if she owns the software, or
Gotcha.
she might already be at you might already be at version 9, and you just need to be shown where the stuff is. So that's another thing that sometimes happens, is people don't know where to go for that additional stuff.
Cool. So she can contact you guys directly
at
the office,
and
get the specific answers to her questions. Excellent. So we are over our hour. Thanks everybody so much for taking the time and connecting and asking great questions. We hope you found it helpful. We're always trying to do that, to share more about what we can do to help make your business better and more profitable. And please connect with us. KCD has a Facebook page. We have a house profile. And now I'm really asking you, please, because on the house profile, what I love to do is take the work from our clients and not only share it there, put it in our idea books on the KCD house page and put it in different projects. Those things always connect back to you. So they're always linked back. They help promote your business. But then I also go in and I like to take those pictures and post them on the Facebook page. So we're really working to leverage your expertise and how you're using our products and how that's helping your business. And hopefully then that is going out to more and more people who, again, it's the internet. You never know how people are going to find you. So there's our house profile and the Facebook page. And please, connect with us and say hey, and let us help you promote your business, because we would love to do that. So that's, again, those are the addresses for the for House and for Facebook. And join our mailing list. That's how we promote the webinars. As I said, we're going to be doing the one with Osborne in July, which I promise you will be fun and enlightening, because Christian is brilliant with the embellishments, and I think it's a great next step in terms of adding things to your closets and yet being able to learn that. Christian, and he's not here, so he can't defend himself. So thank you again. Thank you, Jackie. Thank you, everybody who showed up and checked it out. And if you have more questions about the software, call KCD.
Okay, great.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a great afternoon.
Yes, thank you.